The Holistic Calisthenics 94. We're at Rock Springs Park, and today we're doing something special. We're doing an interview with this beautiful lady over here. What's your name?
Tysha Mitchell.
Tysha Mitchell. Tysha, where are you from?
I'm originally from the Bronx.
Okay. New York, New York.
Yes, but I'm an apple with a whole lot of peach fuzz because I've been in Georgia for a long time.
Okay. When did you first come to Georgia?
I believe it was 6th grade.
6th grade.
Yeah, 6th grade. So probably around 11, 12.
Okay. And how was the transition from the Big Apple to the Georgia Peaches? Like, did you feel out of place? Talk about it,
I thought I was normal. I knew it was culture shock in the setting.
Right.
But I thought I was normal, and then the other kids let me know that my accent was different, my style was different,
Right.
and that's when I realized that, maybe this is gonna be interesting.
In school, did you ever have any issues or trouble with like students, teachers?
Yeah, I
or were
fought a lot.
you fought a lot? Why did you get into fights?
I was small, and it was a defense mechanism. I wasn't. If I looked at you and thought you thought about hitting me, I was gonna jump first.
Right.
So I spent a lot of time not having too many verbal, interactions or altercations because I was just gonna leave.
Okay, I got you.
So it was just my way of protecting myself.
I understand. So after you got out of school and whatever, what did you do as far as like when you first became an adult, like maybe 18s, 19s?
I originally went straight to Georgia Southern when I was 17. And I spent 1 year at college, and I didn't like being poor.
Right.
I didn't acclimate very well, and so I came home. I started working at the bank, and I actually did not go to college until I was 25 when the stock market crashed in '08.
Okay.
So I spent about a year and a half, maybe 16 to 18 months, getting my associates at a community college.
Right.
And when I finished that, I transferred back to Georgia Southern. I kind of had like an axe to grind. It was, I had something to finish, and something to prove. So I went back to the school that I started at, and I got my undergraduate in criminal justice from Georgia Southern, and I am actually still thinking about law school. That was the next, natural progression.
Okay. In law school, what specifically for you pertained you wanting to go down that path and route?
I think it was, growing up in my environment in New York and here, and just seeing a lot of Black and brown people not be adequately represented. And my first job after graduating was in Chatham County, Savannah, as a probation officer, and it was very clear to me that just socioeconomic status changed a lot of sentencing, and so people who had the resource to hire attorneys, they got lighter sentences, and people who were using state-funded
Public defenders?
attorneys, or representing themselves, they got a harsher sentence. And after everything that's gone on in the last year, it's pressing. I had kind of let that go when I became a mom, and it's on me again to kind of see if that's. So I'm open to it.
Got you. So you said you're a mother. How old is your child?
5.
5 years old. What year did you have him?
2015.
2015. So is the father of the child still in your life, or?
Yeah, we're actually. We co-parent. Pretty well. I guess that's all relative depending on how you define it. But
Right.
we can do weekly dinners. He gets him weekly, and we're growing. It's obviously growing because it's new. It's only been about 16 months.
Right.
It's been 2 years officially, but it's been about maybe 17 months now since we've been living separately.
Right.
And it's been good. Jacob has transitioned seamlessly, and we are constantly in communication about what changes need to happen, meaning, you got to be flexible. You say that you need one thing and that's what you need in a particular season. But as life changes, you have to come back to the table and reevaluate it. And we've been pretty good about that.
That's beautiful. That's a great way to put it. Let me ask you, as a parent, what is the hardest thing you've had to deal with as far as your experience so far? And on the flip side, what is the greatest like lesson or joy you have learned because of it?
I think I was, I'm not going to say a control freak, but I had preconceived notions about life. I had him when I was 30.
Gotcha.
So I had spent a lot of time focusing on me and a lot of time making plans, executing or not. And I thought that was how life was. You know, you come up with a game plan, you get your resources, you know, in order, and then you go for it. And one thing that's been difficult for me, especially at the beginning, is realizing that this is a person, like a whole person,
Yeah.
with a whole personality, with a whole set of needs that that are important and essential and can't be planned for a lot of times. And so it's just been releasing the need to kind of know what I'm supposed to do to meet his needs, you
Right.
know, as opposed to just saying, okay, this is a new thing. We've got to make this work. It was really hard for me. It made me feel inadequate in a lot of ways. I felt unprepared, you know, and so, but the best thing about it is I've released the need to control him, and I don't parent from my ego. He's not an extension of me.
Gotcha.
In a lot, you know, in any way. Meaning, it was hard for me to let go of the idea that I could in some way mold him. I'm providing him with tools to be his highest and best self, but that doesn't have anything to do with me per se.
Gotcha.
I've got to figure out who he is and then meet that need.
Right. Okay, so let's get to the bread and butter. So, Tysha, right? Tysha, I'm sorry. Tysha, you have your own company, right?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
your own business. It's local here in Gwinnett County in Atlanta, right?
Yep, it's Unit Naturals.
Unit Naturals. Now let me ask you, where did this want to make the company stem from, and why did you choose like natural products?
When I was pregnant, I had never suffered from acne growing up, and I started probably wearing makeup early, probably about 14. I couldn't wear it outside, but I'd wear it, you know.
Mm.
It was way before YouTube and all of that, but I developed during the pregnancy severe hyperpigmentation where I just kept getting dark spots, and you know, it's for African American women, it's really common.
Gotcha.
And I developed cystic acne, which was hormonal. And I went to the doctor, I went to the dermatologist, I was prescribed all these topical ointments, and I started researching probably about a month or two after. I was so happy with the results, you know. I didn't address the hyperpigmentation, but at least it kept, and you know, I'm gaining weight. I've always been a small girl, so for seeing myself with weight on for the first time, so it was an issue. The breakouts for me were an issue.
Gotcha.
And I started researching about 2 months after the results were in, and I was like, Jesus, like, this cancer in a bottle. Like, none of this stuff is good for you in any way, shape, form. And I'm carrying a life. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I felt selfish and I felt vain. But I also knew that I had to show up. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to be down, and I didn't want to be emotional either while carrying him. You know. So I started researching how to make bath soaps and lotions, and you know, anything that I needed, toners, anything that I needed that I had gotten prescribed, I started researching how to make myself. And I promised myself that by the time he was born, I would be ready to, you know, have what I needed to bathe him and, you know, keep him moisturized. And it flipped from me to more so about him, because then I started researching commercial brand products for babies,
Mm.
and realized that there was a need for myself. I wasn't conceptualizing others in that way yet, you know what I mean? But I
Right.
knew that I needed to get something together, a plan of action for when he came into this world.
Right.
And I started just making for friends and families and, you know, coworkers. And he's never used lotion. I would take baby lotion and put it on his clothes so he'd smell like a baby.
Right.
But he's never used lotion. I've been making the body washes since he was born. And right around the time when me and his father decided to separate, I said, well, you got nothing to lose now, kid. You know, if you're going to start your life over, this thing better look and feel like you. And I got an LLC and researched what I needed as far as packaging, started reaching out to vendors and trying to find the most cost-effective ingredients that I can get in bulk.
Mm.
And the rest is history. And it didn't look, I wanted to quit a million times at the beginning because it didn't look the way, I had a vision for the way that the brand would look. And I couldn't afford it. You know, I was a new single mom for the first time, and my priorities were obviously to be able to provide for him in specific ways, and I couldn't invest into the company to get it to look the way I wanted it to look at the
Right.
beginning. And something on the inside just said, don't quit. You know, don't quit. Every dollar that I made, I would just put it to the side, and I knew I had a running list of the packaging that I wanted.
Right.
And I just made it my business to get there. And I started with one particular product, got the packaging for that. And so at this point, you can imagine, I've got a product line, and now the packaging is changing, but not all at once.
Gotcha.
So I wouldn't recommend that. But, because it looks, you know, it wasn't cohesive, but I did it my way. And here we are, 16 months later, and it's been good. It's been good, and it works. And people, I've just made a body wash for a lady with lupus. I've got kids that have eczema, real skin issues that are painful, but more importantly, they're just now starting to see themselves. You know, 8, 9 years old, they're just starting to care about how they show up and how other people perceive them.
Yeah.
And to have a child's confidence change, you know, is the most rewarding thing ever. Like, it's just the best thing ever, you know, to give a woman who's been doing radiation and chemo, and take medications that affect her womanhood and her confidence, and have her tell you that she hasn't felt feminine in a while, and because of something that you made, she, you know, went out to the park and wore sleeveless shirts, and it's like, damn it, yes, you know what I mean? Like, it's a beautiful thing.
That's good. You're putting good energy into the world, and it's reciprocating itself. That's what that means. So
I had to stop. I used to really play it small. I used to really think like it's just body wash, it's just lotion. You know what I mean? It's not. You're not. How much should you invest in this because it's not as impactful as, say, somebody who is a doctor or somebody who is, you know? And I had to realize that, like, God is good and you got a good thing, and it doesn't matter if it's one person or 100. Like, literally are affecting somebody's mental space,
Right.
you know, and how they show up in this world, and that's all that matters.
So out of all the products you have, what are your top 3 favorites right now?
Oh, by far the first 3 that I started with that helped me with and helps me, because I still suffer from hormonal cystic acne since the pregnancy. It never went away.
Gotcha.
It's the facial wash, it's the toner, and it's the moisturizer.
Gotcha.
Period. I've got masks and I've got body scrubs and I got, you know, all kind of feel good things, but I'm telling you, the staple 3, all you need.
Awesome. So you have an Instagram, correct? Your personal one and your business one. You want to give them to them?
Yeah, my personal Instagram is Tysha, Tysha _Mitchell, MITCHELL, and the Instagram name for the business is Munette Naturals. So MUNETTE Naturals, NATURALS. And Unette is a family name. My grandmother's name is Muriel, and her middle name is Antoinette, and my mother's name is Antoinette. So,
All right. Awesome. So check it out, guys. Both her Instagrams are gonna be linked in the description. Make sure you check her out. Show support. It was a beautiful and awesome interview with you. I appreciate you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to, give my story and my testimony and let somebody know. Just do it and don't quit.
Beautiful, awesome words to finish it. All right, guys. You guys have a great day. As always, one love. Peace out, yo.